Dan, you can monitor the waiting room.
Yeah, I just let somebody in.
Yeah, we're going to get started. So I want to welcome everybody. For those of you that are not talking temporarily, if you could please mute yourself. I think it looks like everybody is. Can everyone hear okay? Can everyone see the captions? All right. I want to recognize Bobby McGraw as the caption writer from ACS, and also thank again or recognize Caption Call for underwriting the cost of captioning today. Questions from the participants can be addressed live and later from the saved chat file. This will be a combination of participants raising their hand and questions submitted through the chat feature. You can also go to the Virtual Demo Center website, which Lorin is going to go through briefly again, and go to the questions and suggestions. Also, I want to remind folks, please fill out and submit the evaluation questions, included at the end of the meeting, and you would be emailing those to Barb Rice, and the instructions on how to do that are at the bottom of the Zoom invitation. So I'd like to introduce Lorin. He's going to start out with another brief navigation tour to the VDC. Go ahead, Lorin.
Thanks, Charlie. Okay, I'll share my screen. And just a couple of things I want to mention. One is how you get to the Virtual Demo Center. I think most of you have seen this before. It was just a quick refresher. And the other thing is there are two products in particular I want to talk about just briefly, just enough to give you an idea of what they're about. So the place to start to get to the Virtual Demo Center is on our chapter's website, hearinglossrochester.org. When you get to that page, just scroll down and look for Virtual Demo Center or VDC. So you can click on that and it'll take you directly to the Virtual Demo Center website. And there it is. The first time you're here, please read what's on the first couple of pages and sort of click through to get where you want to go and to explore it. On subsequent visits, it might be easier to just use the menu. If you don't see the menu items listed down the side, you'll see a little hamburger icon, 3 horizontal lines above each other. You can click on that and this will open up. And then you can go directly where you want to. So I'm getting a lot of background noise from somebody's mic. So I'm going to go directly to Demo Center devices. And to show you those two products, I'm going to scroll down past the alerting devices. Once again, these are the products we have in our in-person demo center. Scroll past the phone amplifiers and amplified phones, and past the caption phones, down to personal listening and accessories. There is another category below about induction loops. But what I want to show you here, these are primarily communication devices to help you talk to understand what somebody else is saying. In some cases, well, I guess they're not two-way discussions, but to help you understand. These are the two products. And these, in my mind, are breakthrough products. If they're not breakthrough in technology, they're breakthrough because they combine an app for your smartphone or tablet with a hardware device. The two devices you see here are very similar. This is the initial one that was introduced. And this one is a follow-on product, which includes a t-coil as well as all the features of this one. Plus it has wireless charging. So I'm going to, and by the way, whenever you're on the website, when you see an image, I think almost without exception anyway, click on the image and it will take you to the manufacturer or the vendor website for more information. In this case, we're going to the Wear and Hear website. They are the manufacturers of the device. So here we are on their website, and you get a better picture of the product. By the way, because I'm doing this through Zoom, there is some delay in the movement of the screen when I scroll. So if I do that too often, you're going to be a little aggravated by it. So I'll try to remember that there's a delay. I can't adjust it any finer than that, I guess. But here is a BeHearNOW headset. It is for live conversations, mobile calls, and streamed audio. It's got two microphones on each side of the earbuds. Because it has earbuds, as you would guess, it's mostly intended for people who are a little hard of hearing, but they haven't taken the jump yet to get hearing aids. However, I wear hearing aids. I have for 5 years, and I use this device. I bring them home from the demo center for, in my mind, safekeeping, but also become more and more familiar with them. I found myself recently using this when I'm on the treadmill. I don't want to wear hearing aids when I'm on the treadmill. And even if I do, I can't hear the television that's up on the wall. So I'll wear this device, and I'll use one of the devices I didn't quite show you yet, which is I'm scrolling to find it. It's called the HearLink, and it's a Bluetooth transmitter. So I plug this into the television. It communicates to the BeHearNOW headset, and I can hear basically every word that's spoken. You might wonder why I can hear every word if it's just amplifying. Well, it's doing a lot more than amplifying. This is why I think it's a breakthrough product. I'm scrolling again down to an area that I want to show you. I thought I was. But what this product does, and let me see, let's go a little lower. Oh, here is somebody wearing it, so you see what it looks like. You can see the buttons down here for answering a call, I believe on the left side, and then the volume up and down. On the right side, it's for when you're streaming or listening through the microphones, and there are buttons for raising or lowering it. But here is, in my mind, the key feature. The app that runs on your cell phone. And the key feature of that app, besides giving you different hearing suppression modes to suppress ambient sounds, it also gives you a personal hearing assessment, similar but not the same as what you would get in an audiologist's office. If you've had a hearing test, then you'll recognize this little screen. It's a snapshot of this device playing a 500 kilohertz tone into your left ear and asking you to adjust this little slider so that you can just barely hear what's being played. It will repeat for 1 kilohertz, 2 kilohertz, 4, 6, and 8 kilohertz. And then it'll repeat the whole test and ask you to adjust the slider to a comfortable listening level. When that's done, it'll prepare and display your hearing profile according to this app, what it thinks your hearing profile looks like. And by the way, mine looks very, very close to my hearing aids. It then downloads those parameters into the BeHearNOW headset. If you remember, there was a picture, well, you can't see it here, but behind her neck is a little box with the amplifier and the processing intelligence. And that profile, your hearing profile, is loaded into that product. From that point on, you don't even need the app. You can adjust everything with the buttons. But if you like to use the app, well, you can also control the volume and noise suppression modes with that. So that's really all I wanted to say. There are videos on this website, a lot of videos. So if you're interested, take a look at it. I'm pretty excited about it. So I'd recommend if have any interest in it, or if you know people who just refuse to go and get a hearing test, at least tell them about this. For $250, they might get a lot of relief, and it might encourage them to see an audiologist. Okay, Charlie, I'm going to turn it back to you.
Okay, Lauren, you did show the second device. We still have a little bit of time.
Oh, okay.
You want to cover just briefly that, because I think folks might be interested in what they've done lately.
Okay, so if I can find it again, I know it's here. There it is, BeHear Access. And all I can do here is order it. I can't go to the web page. So let me go back. Ah, there it is. Dang it. Sorry for the aggravation here, guys. I'm just fumbling my way around. So again, it's personalized amplification based on the hearing test that the app gives you. And here's that little box I talked about and the on-off switch. It does have larger control buttons for up and down volume and for answering and ending a call. And for on this side, the button allows you to enable or disable the microphones. So let's say you're streaming a podcast or some music, but you want to be able to hear what's around you. Maybe somebody's in the room that wants to talk to you. You just press the button. It switches to hear through mode is what they call it. Or you can click it again, hold it down for a second, and it'll turn off the microphones. You can also use that hear through mode without streaming anything. So you can use it in a way, like I said, sort of like hearing aids. I noticed, though, it doesn't have any better range in my mind than my hearing aids have. And my hearing aids only have a range of up to about 6 feet in order to hear people clearly. Of course, if you wear hearing aids, you know you can hear sounds 20 feet away. You just can't understand what the heck the person is saying. You have to be within 3 to maybe 6 feet at the most to really understand. In my experience, that's the case. It's also got a wireless charger. So you place this into the little cradle and it'll charge the headset. With the current product or the original product, you have to plug in just like you probably do with your cell phone right now. So I think those are the 3 main additional features of this product. And
Lauren, I think Dan did bring up a good point. It also has a built-in t-coil that you can take advantage of.
Oh, I don't know how I forgot that. That's really the big one in my mind. The original product doesn't have a telecoil, so you can use this product, turn it on for t-coil mode if you're in a looped environment, and you will hear the speaker, the person who's speaking, just like sitting right next to you. There is one other product besides that. Let me scroll again. Bear with me. This one is a follow-on to this one over here. It's a transmitter for Bluetooth. It has enhanced features in it, and it will connect to 2 headsets at the same time. So that's worth considering too. I think I would probably recommend buying that one instead of the original single transmitter. What else can I say about it? Yeah, so listening to TV is really, I think, one of the big selling points for this. Or whenever you don't want to put your hearing aids in, like if you're exercising, that's why I put it in when I'm on the treadmill. I'm always afraid of getting the hearing aids wet or somehow or other catching them on something. And this one, at that price, I figure I'd rather replace that than replace my hearing aids. So it's a lot of functionality for that price, I think.
Right. Lauren, it is interesting. I want to point out, this is definitely intentional. You'll notice that this company does not refer to these as over-the-counter hearing aids. They're referred to as hearing amplifiers.
Hmm.
Very definite distinction right there. I don't think they want to get wrapped up in that whole thing.
Right. If anybody is not aware of the status of over-the-counter hearing aids, in order for something to be called an over-the-counter hearing aid, according to the Food and Drug Administration, it should follow their guidelines, or I think there are specifications for what that means. That is, it has to satisfy certain volume levels to prevent people from having problems. And there are many other points that it will eventually specify. However, the FDA has not been able to reach a definite conclusion on that yet, so they haven't published it. But you know what? That doesn't stop a lot of unscrupulous manufacturers from selling products that they call over-the-counter hearing aids. If they want to call them sound amplifiers, that's fine. If you notice, that's what, as Charlie pointed out, that's what this company calls their products, sound amplifiers. In my mind, and I asked them, I said, are you considering turning this into an over-the-counter hearing aid? And they gave the reasons for not doing that that I just mentioned. But I think they may be considering it. And in my mind, it would be an excellent product.
Lorin, can you stop screen sharing? And just wanted to find out if anybody has any follow-up questions about what Lorin just presented.
Eric?
Yeah, it appears to me that this is a lot like the early Bose products. Is there any connection?
It looks a little like the Bose product. Last time I looked at the Bose product, and by the way, it's the only product that I showcase in our other hearing products on the VDC. At the time I looked at it, it only had 4 different settings for hearing loss. It does not or did not give you a hearing test, so it doesn't customize to your own hearing profile. But I'd say check it out. That might have changed since I looked at it last. It certainly is a reputable company.
Well, it strikes me that because they're adjusting per frequency, a different gain at different frequencies, it overcomes the problem with a lot of amplifiers and should satisfy the FDA whenever they get off the dime.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to wait and see if they ever get off the dime. Sarah, you had a question?
Oh, yeah. So we're trying to reach out, HLAA, as you know, we're all trying to reach out to people with undiagnosed hearing loss. So what do you think is the way to get people started doing something about the hearing loss and treating it? Do you think this product, or do you think it's going to be the other over the counter? How can we just get people to do something that they can afford? I mean, people who don't have much money.
I would, in my mind, in your chapter, I would recommend, if you don't have this product, to buy it and use it to show people, show them one-on-one, give them a hearing test. Now, the caveat, I mean, this is what we do in our demo center. When people come in, I have given hearing tests. Even if the people don't have a smartphone, I use the app on my smartphone and I hand it to them. We go into a quiet room and I give them instructions on how to take the hearing test. And then they can see for themselves how much it helps. So that is, I think, the best way to convince somebody. And the cost. I think the second thing is just the cost of it. This is doesn't have that little fear factor that I had and a lot of people have about buying hearing aids, and you're not sure they're really going to solve the problem until you get them. So we might even have a better answer in a month or two, but I have to withhold that for now. I think this is a great way to start. And I'll just say that every other product we have in the demo center, at best, amplification product that is, at best has a tone control. And a tone control is a very, very generalized function, which might help to, if you have high frequency hearing loss, might help to boost the frequencies a little bit, but absolutely nowhere near what a customized product like this can do. If I didn't mention it, I think we all know it though, that this product is only applicable if you have a sensory neural hearing loss. If you have problems with your outer ear, your middle ear, it's not going to help that because you need a different kind of solution. But if you have hearing loss because of damage to the hair cells in the cochlea, then it can help, unless you have a profound hearing loss. The company very specifically doesn't provide a volume level high enough that would damage somebody's ears. They do that purposely.
Art had a question.
Oh, Art? Okay.
I just wanted to comment, Lorin, that the device you showed is very appealing to me from the point of view. I wear hearing aids, but when I go out and I do yard work or I take a lot of pictures, particularly when I'm taking pictures where I'm pointing the camera up, straight up in the air to take trees or high buildings or something like that, I have a big problem with keeping my hearing aids in. And I can, because I'm alone very often, I can drop a hearing aid and not realize it. With a device like this, so what I do is I take my hearing aids out and I just go ahead and do my thing without the hearing aids. With a device like this, I'd have my hearing amplification, because if this thing pops out, you're going to know it's there. I mean, it's right around your neck. So that to me is another application. And then I just wanted to comment on what Sarah asked about the cost factor. I think there's a whole strata of our society that is income deprived, and they don't even consider hearing aids because they just consider them out of sight cost wise. And this would be an entry point for them that could probably really help a lot of people out.
I did that for well beyond the average 7 years that it takes a person to start looking for a solution. And I did that. One of the reasons I'll say is the cost. It wasn't that I couldn't afford them, but I needed hearing aids, but I was afraid that what I didn't know held me back. I didn't know if they would really help that much. I didn't know if I'd like them. And I think a lot of people have the same problem.
I think I waited 10 years.
My wife says 20 for me.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions about Lorin's subject? Okay, we're also going to now give an opportunity if anybody has any issues, just like we do when we're live at the demo center. Folks come in the door and we try one-on-one to address their particular hearing loss issues. If anybody wants to jump in and give us an anecdotal about what's going on or ask a question, please go ahead.
That's right, because we have other products in the demo center that may help people who wear hearing aids in certain situations as well without taking their hearing aids out.
Sue has a question.
Well, it was just kind of a comment. I just am wondering if everybody is aware of the power neck loop as far as being able to hear really well. When I do a Zoom meeting and I don't use the power neck loop, I am struggling to hear. I can hear some words, but not all words. And Lorin, you're the one who I think suggested using this power neck loop that I have plugged into the audio part of the computer. I'm able to hear every word with using this power neck loop. And Sarah, I don't recognize you, so I was wondering if those of you in your chapter in California, are you in California? Yes. Um, and may I also, as a side comment, are you aware that one of the chapters in California is the reason why the Rochester chapter has the demo center? Because the Redwood City chapter, is that by any chance one that you're in? You're on mute, so.
I know the people now in the Redwood City chapter, but that's not my chapter. I'm the North Bay.
Okay, well, anyway, many thanks to the people in Redwood City, especially Regine Castle, because that's why we're having this Zoom meeting right now, because of the people in California. So we're really most grateful to all of you. But I just wanted to make sure you all know about the power neck loop.
Sue, maybe you or Lorin can get a little more in depth and just briefly explain what makes it a powered neck loop. What is it that's different about it?
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's up to Lorin. I have absolutely no idea, except it works.
I was just going to butt in that I had a regular neck loop and it wasn't powerful enough. And my friends over at Amazon sold me a amplifier that does the same thing as a power neck loop. So
How does it work?
very well,
What
except that the wire that came from it wouldn't work with my cell phone. I had to get different plug for it, but because the one they sent me was too thick to go in the hole of my cell phone. So
Bruce, can you hold that? Can you hold that up so we can see it a little better on the camera?
yeah, and tell us
Hold it
what
up. Hold it up till, yeah, just to get an idea. It's a little box that has a connector on it. And that's it. That's the amplifier.
Is my pin the product name?
yeah, my
Okay.
pin is.
That's what I was talking about, Charlie, as an addition. I think we should have one of those as well.
Yep.
Dan,
Bruce?
How do you use it? This one, I know I just put it around my neck and
Yep.
plug it into the computer. How,
Yeah.
Bruce,
Yep.
how does that work?
Plug mine around the neck, plug it into the amplifier because there's not an amplified neck loop. And then this plugs into the computer.
Sue,
So do you plug it into the
It's like
computer
yours.
also?
It's like I have to put the box in the middle.
Sue, what that is, what his little box is the same thing as the thing you held up, the amplifier that you held up. Well, you
Yes.
held it up to show us.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as that little box.
Does it require batteries?
Yeah. Well,
Well, it has recharge, right, Bruce?
this one has it plugs in a USB recharger.
Because this one, the batteries go very quickly. How much is the one that that one you have?
I think it was about 25. I'll go look it up.
Roughly.
I'll send the tech committee the
But
information.
roughly how much is it?
About $25 or so.
And Lorin, how much is a device like this? Because I'm using this from our demo center.
That's $70 to $90. But it comes, remember, it comes with a neck loop too. You would have to buy, if a person doesn't have a neck loop, they would have to buy a passive neck loop and the amplifier. But
Yeah,
Sue, I'm going to order that now that I know he likes his product, Bruce does. I'll order that and then you can try it out.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thanks.
the
Good.
the neck loop by itself is like $40 to $50. 40 on Amazon, 50 at move that other place.
Harris.
Hey, Charlie, if I can,
Harris. It's like 50 at Harris and 40 and you can't get away from it. And of course the one that we used to build in the chapter cost us $5, but we lost.
Yeah.
I don't know whatever happened to the plant. Somebody had plans for making them, and nobody can seem to find the plans.
Can Charlie, if I can share my screen again, I'll show both neck loops.
Absolutely. That'd be a big help.
Yeah, I've had good success finding that sort of thing on eBay. You have to know what to ask for, but it's out there.
Okay, I'm looking. Oh, it's right here in front of me.
There you go.
This is a passive neck loop. So if you plug that into your cell phone or your tablet or whatever has a 3.5 millimeter jack and audio output, it will send, of course, if you're not familiar with it, it'll send the signal through just this wire. It's actually a wire, it's rubber.
Yeah.
And it acts as a speaker, basically. So it looks to the device that's being powering it, it looks like a speaker. But it generates a magnetic field, and then you put your hearing aids in telecoil mode, and the telecoil, which is a little antenna, basically, in your hearing aids, will pick up that signal. That's how you hear it. But I have a similar problem that Bruce has, is that my Android phone doesn't have nearly enough power to give me a strong enough signal to be picked up by my telecoil. So that's why they have self-powered neck loops. So actually, if you draw Bruce's device right here, that's exactly what it is, because that is a little amplifier.
Yeah, if the other workaround is if you happen to have a pocket talker, you can use the phone output as an input to the pocket talker, and then the headphone jack of the pocket talker up to your hearing device, be it a neck loop or whatever.
Right. I don't think there's an auxiliary input though to use it like with a computer or something, is there? You'd have to hold the mic up to the speaker.
I'm going to say my computer has a headphone jack, so I can plug directly into it.
But can you plug the pocket talker in?
Yeah, and I plug my neck loop directly into it. It depends on the pin configuration.
Okay.
3.5 millimeter pins tend to be confused because you got 2-pole, 3-pole, 4-pole, and some will work and some won't.
One caveat is I think that's a mono output on the pocket talker. Is that right? It's not a stereo output.
The particular one you're showing, Lorin, is, that's a mono output.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I believe Fred had a question.
Go ahead, Fred. You're muted.
He's trying.
Or you can press your space bar down and hold it, Fred.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
You're sort of freezing, Fred. I think we're having trouble again with your connection. Give it a try anyway.
Dan, you had a suggestion?
Not sure what's the matter with Fred, but the suggestion that I have is I noticed that when I was at the audiologist, I have a t-coil setting within my hearing aid, and they can adjust the amount of volume that the t-coil setting would get. And this is not for everybody, but for some people, they may have the ability to boost the t-coil setting within their hearing aid at the audiologist's office. So that may help with amplification. And, but those amplified neck loops that do cost more, and they do wear out. They don't last, I remember always buying maybe 1 or 2 a year at least to get by, because the connections get bad after a while. And to replace a regular neck loop is a lot cheaper than replacing an amplified neck loop. So just something to think about.
Fred, you
ju-
seem to be unmuted. Can you talk? Let's see if we can hear you. Go ahead, Fred. I
Can
know
you hear me now?
it's breaking up, but yes, give it a try.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I use a remote mic right by my speaker on my computer, and then that amplifies the sound for me so I hear it. I've also used the pocket talker from time to time, and all I do is take the remote mic from the pocket talker and set it by the speaker on my computer, and that amplifies plenty, and I can adjust how much I want. It's expensive than buying that unit that Lorin has mentioned. Your pocket talkers you can get for a couple $100. And my remote mic, that came as an accessory for my cochlear implant.
Yeah, one of the people say, why did these unamplified neck loops cost so much? And part of it is uh, they've got to be impedance matched to a lot of devices, so there's a resistance element that has to be designed into them. But again, another one of the cost factors is that the commercial ones that you order are OSHA compliant. That means they've got a breakaway plug built in so that if the loop snags on something, the whole thing will come undone and come off of you without harming you. So that breakaway adds cost.
I just wanted to ask is, I think most people here, maybe everybody is familiar with the remote mic accessory that you can buy for your hearing aids or cochlear implants, right? It's just if there's anybody that's not, I could show that on the virtual demo center. Just raise your hand if you're not familiar with that. Oh, Nancy? Okay. I'm going to share my screen again. All right. Is that okay? I'm going to share my screen again. And then we're going to go take a look at one of those products. Here is a hearing assistive accessories. In fact, let me just do it this way. If we go to the, where are you? Where are you? The main page of the demo center. And then I went there too quick. I wanted to show you how you get there. On the main page, you can look at hearing aid and CI assistive accessories. Just click on the image. And then you can look at any one of the hearing aid vendor or manufacturers that we have here by clicking on this or clicking on one of the CI links. So since I'm familiar with it, I'm going to click on Phonak. And when I do that, I'll be going to the Phonak. I'm leaving the virtual demo center, going to the Phonak page. And it's a page that shows hearing aid accessories. So understanding and noise, they sort of, rather than just showing them directly, they try to help lead you through, but I think it's more confusing. So learn more. Here is a partner mic that somebody can wear on their lapel. Here is a mic that can be placed on the table that will broadcast into your hearing aids. Another one, and I'm looking for, here is a clip-on mic. I think that's the closest thing to what Fred was talking about. This is really great. You know, if you're wearing hearing aids and somebody's in the car with you, for instance, or sitting further away from you in a room, or you're out shopping somewhere, and anyway, you can't hear what they're saying. If they're wearing this remote mic, you'll be able to hear because it connects to their lapel, it's paired, that is, it's in communication with either a, let's say, a device, a compilot that you wear around your neck or other similar device, or it pairs directly to your hearing aids if you have Bluetooth hearing aids. So everything they say gets electronically sent directly into your hearing aids. And that Eric is holding up one of those table mics.
Yeah.
So that really, that can really help as well. Fred places that, as he said, right next to the speaker on his TV, and then it broadcasts into his cochlear implant. Of
Yeah.
course, he buys one made by the manufacturer of the cochlear implant.
And well, they've tried to think of everything too. This table mic comes with a magnetic clip that you can pin on your companion's clothing, so it does double duty.
Mhm.
Eric, I don't want to discourage people, but also though keep in mind that Rogers Select, how much does it cost?
I got one of the first ones, and it was low four figures. It's not cheap. You can get them now for $800-900 if you look around, but it's not the cheapest alternative. In January, I'm going to show you how to get a cheaper alternative.
Okay, any, Nancy, did that address your question? Huh, it looked, Nancy,
I'm not hearing. She's trying to talk, but I'm
it
not.
looks like you're unmuted, but we can't hear you anyway. So I wonder if the microphone is working, if it's turned on.
Plugged in.
Well, now you're back on mute.
You hear me now?
I can hear Fred.
Okay. I meant you,
Well, Fred,
Doug, Nancy and Doug have one of those Roger pens that are available. If they would contact them, they can make arrangement to get that pen to them so they can try it out and see how that works. But
you know, Fred, I forgot to mention that we actually, whoops, I'm sorry. Yeah, Fred, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, I neglected this in all our sessions. We do have a Roger pen. And we need to put that on the virtual demo center as well. So that will happen. They are expensive though, and I think we've had a lot of discussions amongst ourselves, and what we really want to do is appeal to those people who are not doing anything about their hearing. Because we know in very many cases it's due to the cost of devices. And we need to look for, and especially with technology, the way it's expanding, the device I showed you, the BeHearNOW headset, for $250, you can get tremendous functionality to help you hear better. So the prices are coming way down. There are many other products. It's no longer really a monopoly. There are many products you can buy now for very low cost. It will help you to hear better.
Nancy, do you want to try now? I think you're unmuted. See if we can hear you.
Still not coming through.
No, it's almost as if the microphone got disconnected.
Yeah.
No, we still can't hear you. It's almost as if the microphone is disconnected. We can see you.
I thought I was hearing her, but I think that's coming from Norbert.
you hear me now?
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah, excellent.
Um, I'll say it again. I'm not familiar with most of these devices because I don't have a hearing aid.
Oh, okay. If you would like, Nancy, we could arrange a separate Zoom session, and I'd be very happy to take however much time necessary to walk you through the devices that we have. So if that's the case, just the easiest thing to do, well, Charlie, do we have Nancy's contact information?
Yeah, she's registered.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, now we can't hear you again. Sorry. You know what I'm going to do, Nancy? I'm going to send you an email, and we can communicate if you want, and even set up a Zoom call separately. That offer is open to anyone who would like to discuss this offline too.
You know, Lorin, I'm just curious. Is Nancy from the Rochester chapter or from another chapter?
Rochester, huh?
Rochester, okay.
We can also try to work through the microphone problem remotely.
May I also ask, how did Sarah find out about our Zoom session since she lives in California?
Okay, we're all members. The leaders of HLAA are members of a place called groups.io. So I'm in the group for the HLAA leaders from people all over the United States. And if your group posts an event, then I can go to that event. As a result of going to this event before, I was put on your list and sent an email inviting me to come back. So we're connected through the whole HLAA organization, HLAA leaders, and those leaders can pass on that information to the members of their chapter through a newsletter or an email blast. So I go to different meetings throughout the country and people come to our support group meetings.
And thank you.
Jared?
And is that the same with Jared?
Jared, you're from out of town as well. Why don't you explain how you found out?
Well, actually, I attended the Rochester convention and met Dan down there. That's initially how we connected. But I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and run the Greater Grand Rapids HLAA chapter. And I found out about this meeting particularly because I had attended a previous one and a reminder was sent to me about this one. I originally found out about it, I believe, through the groups.io HLAA leader thread.
It's really encouraging to see people from other areas here because that's been a big problem that we have, is just trying to reach out and let people know about. I'm sure, you know, Jared, you have that problem too, and Sarah, is how do you get people to know that we even exist and that we can help?
Yeah, we just recently had a live Ask the Audiologist panel, and I think we had about 32 people. Not as high as we'd hoped for, but we basically had 4 audiologists on there, and the whole session was just allowing the audience to ask questions, you know, and not feel pressured into potentially having to buy hearing aids, or because I know a lot of people don't go to professionals because they don't want to be pressured into something they may not be ready for.
Right.
But they may be more comfortable in their own home asking a question to an audiologist and getting some answers without feeling like they have to take some action right then and there, and they can think about it. Mm-hmm. So we plan on doing another one out in March.
You let us know about that as well?
That will be posted to the groups.io leader channel. So.
Great.
Hear me? No. Can
you hear me now? I think you can.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sue, you don't recognize me because I let my hair go gray. I'm a friend with Mary Chiswick's. Au natural. Okay. Anyway, I will get back to people. I have not even yet seen an audiologist. I'm just beginning this process. Thanks very much for your offer.
Bruce, I
think
saw your hand up.
audiologist is the best thing we do. I think we should have more of them. I've been to some of the out of town ones. I think I was in one in California. But I actually posted these sessions to the groups.io a couple months ago. And that's where we're starting to get people from.
Stan Gross, I see you there, and we're really happy to see you.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, Stan.
Folks, Stan
I'm still around, and I'm very happy to drop in and found the information you presented today very interesting and valuable, especially if I can get to the other screen. I can't. The ability to do that personal hearing assessment and measure the frequency response. So very valuable, and glad I was able to tune in.
I just want to pop in and remind people that this whole demo center thing in Rochester started in Stan's living room.
Yeah. Yeah. How time flies, but
Yeah.
good to see everyone.
Stan, Dan passed on a question that's a good one. I noticed you're wearing are those the Apple earbuds?
Those are the Apple AirPod Pros, and they actually work extremely well. They're Bluetooth. There is a noticeable delay, about 1/4 of a second, but the audio quality I found to be exceptionally good. One limitation is you don't get a tremendous amount of low frequency bass response, but over the hearing range, the range of intelligibility of hearing, they're absolutely super, and I can hear every word. And a general comment. Generally, I attend a fair number of Zoom sessions, and also have been involved in doing musical Zoom sessions where we attempt to play musical instruments. You can't do that as a group because of the time delays, but there are certain things you can do. But now, having said that, I lost my train of thought. One comment about these AirPods. If you are interested in getting a pair, don't run out and order them, but wait until you get a sale, until a sale comes along, like on Amazon, because they're a little bit pricey, but you can save a few bucks if you don't need them immediately. But I found them very valuable and would recommend them. The only thing I don't like is they really look weird. I wish Apple would have, I mean, really, they do look strange. If they would have at least colored them maybe to match your skin tone, like a pink color, whatever, would be a little more appealing. But what do I know? Yeah.
Pin, you have a question or a comment?
I have some comments. You notice I don't wear my earphone today. That's because I am wearing an Oticon real hearing aid, mid-price range, about $2,500. This is a demo unit. I'm supposed to return it today to this lady that was highly recommended to us. I believe her name is Caroline something.
Julio.
Yeah. Anyway, works very well. However, I think she was matching it to my audio test chart, point by point. And I think that didn't work so well because I think I have too much high frequency ringing. But I'm supposed to give a talk in March sometime next year on the Bellman Synfon amplifier. And now I'm trying this out. And then last night I ordered from an outfit called MD Hearing Aid. And I mentioned that because they offer an online hearing test, provided that you have a computer and a pair of straight earphones. I don't know how they do it because I don't know how they establish the absolute level, but they can give you a hearing test, all free on their website. So you people who's trying to talk other potential users, and that might be the first website you want to try, as long as they are somewhat computer literate. Now, I have ordered one. It looks like they are highly recommended. My daughter has a friend who was absolutely helpless hearing-wise until they got hold of this. They got hold of the ReSound, which I know this is on your website. And I have this MD blah, blah, blah on order. They have 4 models. The lowest cost model is take this, $200. And that's supposed to be a hearing aid, okay? And the next model is 400, which I ordered. The next one is what do I call it? The next one has rechargeable features, which I didn't order because it costs $200 extra. And all the other models have very low, supposedly low battery range, usage, claim to have 25 days on a 13 battery, okay? And then the highest cost model will cost you probably $800. These are all per pair. And that one has a programmable feature, which I don't think is worth it. So anyway, by March, I should have some report for you guys. I will have 3 things to talk about. I have my amplifier, I have this real hearing aid, and I'll have this cheap hearing aid, which is
Folks,
roughly.
we only have about a minute left. Can somebody wrap up? Jared, you had something to say?
Oh, I just wanted to say to Stan, I don't think those look weird. Those look trendy. You know, the whole point is you're cool now because you're wearing these.
It looks like a teenager.
No, they look weird. The comment that I wanted to make that slipped my mind, and this is a general comment. I don't care whether you use a pair of these weird looking, well, maybe some people think they look good, AirPod Pros, or whether you use a pair of headphones, but just in general, when you attend the Zoom session, you're going to get much better results if you use something for your ears and some kind of a microphone. In this case, with these AirPods, it's built into the AirPod, but I often use a lapel microphone, and that has the advantage because it's so close to your body, so close to your mouth, you tend to pick up, you minimize picking up background noise and maximize picking up the sound from your voice. So regardless of what you want to get, again, headphones and some kind of a microphone, you will get immensely better results from future Zoom meetings.
Yeah, you may notice that Lorin and I are both wearing headphones with attached mics. So to your point, that's right.
Yes.
Could I ask that website again, please, Pin? or someone? The website you mentioned?
A website. Pin, maybe you could send it in the chat.
I'll give it to you now. It's called MD for medical doctor, hearingaid.com.
Thank you.
Folks, we're going to have to close this out. Thank you, Bobby, for captioning today, and thank you, everybody, for attending. Bobby, you can sign out whenever you wish, and I'm going to stop the recording. I'll linger just a little bit longer, but this will be officially the end of the meeting.
Don't forget evaluations.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.